The next generation of Beyblade, known as Generation X, is on the way, and hopefully it'll get its full announcement on March 21st. The next generation of Beyblade, rumored to be called Generation X, even though it's only the 4th gen, is on the way, and hopefully it gets a full reveal on March 21st, because that's what we've all been waiting for. There's been some new information that's come out, like product codes and pricing, and I'll get into those a little bit, but for the most part, I want to save all the surprises for this big announcement straight from Takara Tomy. So this video is going to be for people that aren't really in the know about this new generation. They don't know all the details yet, or maybe they're new to Beyblade. So let's summarize all the hype of the next generation of Beyblade, known as Generation X. If you guys are interested in picking up any of these Generation X bays when they release, I recommend Mall of Toys. They're gonna have pre-orders up as soon as possible. And while you're there, you may want to look at getting some of the Beyblade Burst bays you missed out on or want to add to your collection before they get harder to find. I'll have a link to Mall of Toys in the description down below. Go and check them out, but now let's move on to the rest of the video. So to start off, at the end of 2022 and the last releases of Beyblade Burst, we started to get these little paper cards that said March 21st, hinting towards a pretty big reveal of hopefully a new generation. Because if you didn't know, somehow Beyblade Burst is over, and it's been over for a few months. And yes, there is still the Quad Strike bays and the Quad Strike anime that's coming out, although that doesn't really count. Getting a new generation that soon after the end of the previous one is unprecedented for Beyblade, although there was some wording from Takara Tomy where they said they wanted Beyblade to become more of an evergreen brand, which means it doesn't go away like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! And for the few months that followed, it was just mostly speculation on what this 3/21 announcement could be, whether it's a new generation or some people thought it was like an anniversary collaboration. But then we got a video from Takara Tomy themselves highlighting and hyping up the 3/21 announcement, saying it's like a new project, which hopefully means a new generation. And they also called it the start of the Road to 25th celebration, and the 25th anniversary of Beyblade is in 2024. That didn't happen. So people didn't really know what to think. Was this Road to 25th anniversary just maybe re-releases? Maybe they put all the seasons of the anime on YouTube. The golden 25th anniversary logo looked very similar to older anniversary logos that were on the big sets that were kind of expensive. But they did talk about a new project, and that's kind of the same language they used when they announced Burst, calling it a project. And then once again, all was quiet. There was a lot of speculation. I made a couple of videos saying what I wanted to see. I wanted metal contact points, I wanted smaller Beyblades, and I just wanted everything to be simplified again, because the end of Beyblade Burst was just really bulky and just a lot of gimmicks everywhere. And that brings us to today. We are just about a week out from the official announcement from Takara Tomy, and I'm pretty excited for what we could be getting. But let's talk about Generation X and also talk about the logo and the thumbnail for this video. The name Generation X actually came from information from Zanky, and he also went over kind of what the products are going to look like a little bit, product codes and their prices, and even potentially the new stadium. I don't want to get into all that because I don't want to take his information, so I'll also leave a link in the description down below. He also made his own logo for Generation X, but I was just kind of bored one day, so I wanted to make a logo for myself, and here it is. I mean, it looks pretty cool, I think. Has some elements of the MFB logo. It is not real. It is not official, so if you see this logo being posted anywhere, make sure you know it's not real. And also, if you guys like the logo and you want to use it for your own content, feel free, just make sure you say how it's not real. So just to lightly touch on some of the information that we know from Zanky, once again, thank you very much. We know that the product codes start with BX, like for Beyblade Burst, we had B. For Metal Fight, we had BB. Now we have BX. And we also know some of the prices as well, and they're pretty much in line with Beyblade Burst prices. But if you want to know the exact specific amounts, once again, go check out his video. The most exciting part of all of this, though, is apparently these new Beyblades and this new generation is going to be releasing in July. So that's only a few months away from now. Every generation of Beyblade that I grew up with started in July, like for Metal Fight and Beyblade Burst. And there's also always the initial lineup of bays that are smaller, low on detail before we get the big anime drop and the big stuff later on. So I assume Generation X, or whatever it's going to be called, will follow the same formula. The name Generation X is also pretty interesting, whether it's Generation X or Beyblade X. What do you guys think? Some people think the X means cross or like crossover, like maybe we have multiple generations of Beyblade in one. Some people think that cross means cross section, where you can kind of take halves of a Beyblade and just kind of combine them together. Now let's talk about the Hasbro side of things. We know Hasbro has made their, releases, the American releases of Beyblades forever, starting with the Plastic Gin. They did Metal Fusion for Metal Fight. They did Beyblade Burst for better or worse. But there has been news that potentially Hasbro will not be doing Beyblade for this next generation, and that Takara Tomy will instead be going global, because Takara Tomy is the Japanese brand, but there's also Tomy, which is more worldwide. How legit this is, we really don't know. We do know that sales for Beyblade and kind of sales for Hasbro in general are down a lot. There's also been kind of words and images from Takara Tomy showing that it's going to be kind of Tomy everywhere, but I'm just going to have to wait and see it. I kind of think this is just copium, to be honest. For the most part, people do not like Hasbro Beyblade, and for a good reason. And so any little bit of information that's out there that alludes to Hasbro losing Beyblade or not doing Beyblade anymore, people are going to get excited about it. But Hasbro's done Beyblade for years, for decades at this point, so I don't really see them letting go. Hasbro's priority of profits above everything else is exactly why a lot of their toy lines like Beyblade, Nerf, Transformers, and Power Rangers have gone downhill in quality and have received a lot of backlash over the years. So I don't really feel bad that their profits are not that great. But at the end of the day, we have a new generation of Beyblade on the horizon, hopefully releases in July, and hopefully we get a big reveal on the 21st of March that I will talk to you guys about. Generation X or Beyblade X, whatever it's going to be called, is coming, and I'm really excited for it. Once again, if you guys want detailed information, highly recommend going and checking out Zanky's video. And remember, the thumbnail for this video, the logo that you see, is not real. It is made by me, but if you do want to use it however you want. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away. Here's the logo just by itself if you want to screenshot it and put it into your own videos or your own thumbnails, whatever you want to do with it. If you want to download the full quality picture with a transparent background, then just join my Discord. It's in there.